Yo, what's up everybody? It's Monique. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving headfirst into the beating heart of Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. This place is electric, a whirlwind of energy and steeped in history. We're talking 9 million people crammed into this urban jungle, a city that never sleeps. The air is thick, humid, fragrant, a sensory explosion of street food and motorbike exhaust. It's chaotic and charming, a place where ancient traditions collide with modern skyscrapers. Over the next few days, we're going to be exploring the hidden alleyways, chowing down on the most incredible street food you've ever seen, and soaking up the energy of this incredible city. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and come along for the ride. This is one adventure you don't want to miss. Alright guys, first stop on our Ho Chi Minh City adventure, Ben Thanh Market. This place is a landmark, a historical icon. We're talking a century of stories within these walls, and it's the pulse of the city. Walking in here is like stepping into another dimension. The sights, the sounds, the smells. It's a full-on sensory assault, and I mean that in the best way possible. Vendors hawking their wares, the clatter of shoppers, the aroma of spices and street food. Pure energy. You can find absolutely anything here. Clothing, souvenirs, fresh produce, electronics, you name it. It's a labyrinth of stalls, and you can easily get lost for hours just wandering through the narrow aisles. But the real reason to come here is the food. We're talking steaming bowls of pho, fresh spring rolls being rolled right in front of you, and exotic fruits you've probably never even seen before. Look, if you're a foodie, this place is like Disneyland. Don't be afraid to haggle, try something new and just soak up the atmosphere. This is Vietnam in its purest, most unfiltered form. We spent hours here getting lost in the maze, trying all sorts of crazy snacks. I even managed to score a sweet deal on some souvenirs. Trust me guys, Ben Thanh Market is an experience you won't forget. Now let's jump onto a motorbike taxi and check out our next destination. This next stop is a heavy one, guys, the Remnants Museum. It's a sobering reminder of Vietnam's turbulent past, showcasing the brutal reality of the Vietnam War, or as they call it here, the American War. It's not easy to see some of the exhibits here, photographs, military equipment, even a replica of the infamous tiger cages used to hold prisoners of war. It's a lot to take in, but it's important to understand this chapter of history. The museum doesn't shy away from the horrors of war, and it's a powerful testament to the resilience of the Vietnamese people. You can feel the weight of history in these rooms, the stories etched into every artifact. It's a moving experience, and it definitely sparked a lot of reflection. It's a reminder of the human cost of conflict and the importance of peace. We spent a good chunk of the day here just letting the information sink in. It's definitely not a light-hearted stop, but it's a crucial one if you want to understand Vietnam's story. All right, let's take a breather and move on to something a little lighter. Okay guys, check this out. Notre-Dame Cathedral Basilica of Saigon. Right in the heart of the city, this stunning red brick cathedral is a blast from the past, a reminder of Vietnam's French colonial history. Built in the late 19th century, this place is iconic. The architecture is classic French Gothic with soaring spires, intricate stained glass windows imported all the way from France, and a peaceful garden right in front. Even if you're not religious, you can't deny the beauty of this place. It's a stark contrast to the bustling streets surrounding it, a little slice of Europe in the middle of Asia. We took some time to wander around the grounds, admiring the architecture and soaking up the tranquil atmosphere. It's amazing how a place like this can transport you to a different time and place. Now, I'm not going to lie, the inside was closed when we were there, but even from the outside, it's a sight to behold. If you're into photography, this is a prime spot to get some amazing shots. All right, enough of me rambling. Let's keep this show on the road. Up next, another piece of history with a side of postcards. Chapter 4, Saigon Central Post Office. Sending love from Saigon. Next up on our whirlwind tour of Ho Chi Minh City is the Saigon Central Post Office. Now, I know what you're thinking. A post office? Really? But trust me on this one, this is no ordinary post office. This place is a historical and architectural gem. Built in the late 19th century, it's another stunning example of French colonial architecture. We're talking high vaulted ceilings, intricate ironwork, and a giant portrait of Ho Chi Minh himself looking down on it all. But the coolest part, this place is still a working post office. You can actually send postcards from here, which is exactly what we did. Imagine getting a postcard from this incredible building. Talk about a unique souvenir. We spent a good amount of time just wandering around, admiring the architecture and watching people go about their day. It's a fascinating blend of old and new, with locals sending mail alongside tourists snapping photos. If you're looking for a cool and unexpected experience, definitely add the Saigon Central Post Office to your list. It's a unique glimpse into the city's past and present. All right, let's jump back on our motorbikes and explore some more of this amazing city. Chapter 5, Independence Palace, Witnessing History. All right, guys, buckle up, because this next stop is a big one. Independence Palace, a place that's witnessed some of Vietnam's most pivotal moments in history. This place was the presidential palace of South Vietnam until the fall of Saigon in 1975, marking the end of the Vietnam War. Talk about a heavy legacy. Today, it's a fascinating time capsule, perfectly preserved to its 1970s glory. We're talking retro furniture, vintage maps on the walls, and even the original tanks that crashed through the gates during the fall of Saigon. Walking through the halls here, you can practically feel the weight of history. You can imagine the important decisions that were made within these walls, the tension, the drama. It's a surreal experience, to say the least. We spent hours exploring the different rooms, from the grand meeting halls to the president's private quarters. It's a fascinating glimpse into a pivotal moment in history. If you're a history buff like me, this place is an absolute must-see. It's a powerful reminder of the past and the forces that have shaped modern-day Vietnam. All right, time to keep moving. Up next, we're going underground, literally. Chapter 6, Cooi Tunnels, Venturing Underground. All right, guys, get ready for a truly unforgettable experience. We're about to venture into the Cooi Tunnels. This network of underground tunnels is a testament to the ingenuity and resilience of the Viet Cong during the Vietnam War. Imagine this. Over 120 miles of tunnels, dug by hand, used for everything from transportation to hospitals to living quarters. It's an incredible feat of engineering and a stark reminder of the realities of war. We had the chance to crawl through some of the tunnels ourselves, and let me tell you, it's not for the claustrophobic. These tunnels are narrow, dark and humid, but it gives you a tiny glimpse into what life must have been like for the soldiers who lived and fought in them. We also got to see some of the ingenious traps and booby traps that were used to defend the tunnels, and let's just say, I'm glad I wasn't on the receiving end of those. It's a humbling experience, to say the least, and one that gives you a whole new appreciation for the sacrifices made during the war. All right, enough time underground. Let's head back above ground and check out some modern-day marvels. All right, guys, time for some modern marvels. We're heading up to the Bitexco Financial Tower, the tallest building in Ho Chi Minh City. This skyscraper dominates the skyline, and the views from the top absolutely breathtaking. We're talking panoramic vistas of the entire city, stretching out as far as the eye can see. We headed up to the sky deck, which is located on the 49th floor. It's a bit pricey to get up there, but trust me, it's worth every penny. You can see everything from up here. The Saigon River snaking through the city, the bustling streets below, even the mountains in the distance. We spent a good hour just taking in the views, snapping photos and marveling at the sheer scale of the city. It's a great way to get your bearings and appreciate the urban sprawl of Ho Chi Minh City. Whether you're into architecture, photography, or just want to experience the city from a different perspective, the Bitexco Financial Tower is a must-do. All right, let's come back down to earth and explore some more of this incredible city. All right, guys, after all that hustle and bustle, it's time for a little peace and quiet at the Jade Emperor Pagoda. This Taoist temple is an oasis of tranquility in the heart of the city, a place where you can escape the noise and chaos for a little while. The temple itself is a beautiful example of traditional Vietnamese architecture, with intricate carvings, colorful decorations, and a serene atmosphere. It's a popular spot for locals to come and pray, and you can feel the spirituality in the air. We spent some time wandering around the different halls, admiring the statues of deities and soaking up the peaceful vibes. It's amazing how a place like this can make you feel so calm and centered even in the middle of a bustling city. Whether you're religious or not, the Jade Emperor Pagoda is definitely worth a visit. It's a beautiful and serene place that offers a welcome respite from the city's energy. All right, time to dive back into the thick of it. Next up, we're checking out Ho Chi Minh City's nightlife. All right, guys, the sun has set and the city has come alive. We're on Boi Vian Street, the undisputed heart of Ho Chi Minh City's nightlife. This street is a sensory overload in the best way possible. Neon lights, street food vendors, bars, blasting music, and people from all walks of life out to have a good time. We're talking everything from backpacker bars to rooftop lounges to clubs that go all night long. No matter what your scene is, you're bound to find it here. We grabbed some street food, people watched, and soaked up the electric atmosphere. It's a great place to let loose, have some fun, and experience the city's wilder side. Just a word of warning though, this street can get pretty crazy, especially on the weekends, but hey, that's all part of the experience, right? All right, time for one last stop before we call it a night. All right, guys, we're ending our Ho Chi Minh City adventure on a high note at the Saigon Opera House. This architectural masterpiece is a stunning example of French colonial grandeur, and it's the perfect way to end our trip. The Opera House is located in the heart of the city, right at the end of a beautiful tree-lined avenue. We're talking elegant arches, intricate carvings, and a sense of history that you can feel in the air. We didn't get to see a show inside, but we've heard they're incredible. Even just admiring it from the outside is an experience in itself. This building has seen it all, from operas to ballets to government meetings. It's a symbol of the city's rich cultural heritage and a reminder of its fascinating past. All right, guys, that's a wrap on our Ho Chi Minh City adventure. From the bustling Ben Thanh Market to the historical Cooi Tunnels, from the heights of the Bitexco Financial Tower to the peaceful Jade Emperor Pagoda, Ho Chi Minh City has left an undeniable mark on us. If you're looking for an adventure, for a city that will challenge and inspire you, look no further. Ho Chi Minh City is waiting. And hey, if you enjoyed this whirlwind tour, make sure you hit that subscribe button for more travel adventures. Until next time, peace out.